Hey everybody, in this video we're going to share our experience on whether Las Vegas, Nevada has gotten too expensive.
We will share our experience with lodging, entertainment, and food.
Hey everybody, I'm Sean.
And I'm Deb.
And welcome back to the channel. So we thought we would take a little time today. We're actually sitting in England continuing our digital nomad adventure, but we just got back from a trip to Las Vegas. So we thought we would talk a little bit about our impressions of Vegas and answer the question of...
So today's topic is, has Vegas gotten too expensive?
Yeah, and I think, we had this experience in Vegas and it really was kind of a shock. So we'll talk a little bit about it.
Now, we were there for a total of 10 days, but the first 7 we were there for business. So because of that, our accommodations, our food, our transportation to and from the convention center were all paid for.
Right.
So that part of Vegas was fine. We got to do a little bit of the experience without the cost for 7 days.
So if you're going for a convention, you're going for business travel, this might not apply to you as much because your company is paying for it. But then we thought we would focus on the personal side.
So the personal side. Our son, Zane, is 22 years old, and so we stayed for an extra 3 nights in Vegas, and he came out and joined us.
He's never been to Vegas before.
He's never been to Vegas, so this was his experience. Yeah. We had stayed at a different hotel for the convention, and then when he came out and joined us, if you've watched some of our other videos, you know we're pretty loyal to Marriott, so we can gain the Marriott points. And we stayed at a Marriott. We chose the Excalibur because it was one of the more affordable Marriotts. But even so, our total for 3 nights was maybe $700, which isn't bad. It isn't great, but it's not bad.
And the nice thing about the Excalibur is it's right there on the Strip. It's right around by the MGM properties, and it is an MGM property as well. So is it the fanciest Marriott in Vegas? Absolutely not. Is it a little dated? A little bit. But, it was a reasonable deal. It was a reasonable place to stay, and we get Marriott points. Okay, so we talked a little bit about where we stayed and why we stayed. So let's talk about some of the other kind of expenses that you might have if you go to Vegas on a personal basis. And one of those, a lot of people go and they like to do a Vegas experience. They like to go to a show. So we did.
So at our age, anyway, we grew up watching The Wizard of Oz. And currently, The Wizard of Oz is playing at the Sphere in Vegas.
If you're not familiar with it, the Sphere is a relatively new kind of experience in Vegas. It is, oddly, it's a giant ball that sits right off the side of the Strip. It's very close to the Strip. But it is basically an auditorium. It is very, very audio-visually advanced. So huge screen, lots of speakers. It's a very steep kind of auditorium. So there's really kind of no bad seat in the house. Currently, the Eagles are playing there.
Which would have been great if we could have seen them, but we did not.
We didn't. We chose to go because we spent, 30 years of our marriage living in Kansas. We opted to go see the Wizard of Oz experience. And
I believe this is the first time the Sphere has done this with a movie. But now they have plans, I think, to do more because it's so successful and it's making the Sphere so much money right now. So we bought seats way up high in the Sphere, which if you were going to a concert,
which are cheaper,
it's less expensive the higher you go.
Right.
If you were going to a concert, I imagine you want to be down, further to the stage. For the Wizard of Oz experience, you have the stage down below, but the screen is like the whole, I don't know how they did that.
I mean, IMAX is big, right? And IMAX goes above your line of sight, but this basically goes above your head and to the sides in a way that you're
just massive. Immersed. You're immersed. So our tickets way up high. I will say I didn't feel like it made a whole lot of difference that we were up high for the movie.
No.
So
I thought our seats were great.
Yeah. And our seats were, the cheaper of the seats were $129 each. Yes, I know that sounds like ouch for a movie. And it was. I considered this an overpriced Vegas.
It was a splurge.
It was a splurge. However, you are completely, I don't want to give too much away, but you are completely immersed in the movie. Like when the tornado is going on, wind is blowing through the...
You're in a tornado.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's leaves blowing everywhere. You completely like... So it's not just the visual, which was amazing. They did some altercations to the movie a little bit, but the visual was amazing. But then it's like a all immersive experience too.
When she says that leaves are blowing, it's not like leaves on the screen. Like
the leaves are blowing
around. And your
of course,
seats,
where they're trying to catch them out of the air while they're blowing around.
Your seats vibrating. Like it really, they took the movie, they slightly modified it. So if you're a purist of The Wizard of Oz, don't get mad if they have adjusted it and changed a little bit. But it's about the length of the regular movie.
And it's not modified a lot. It's just for enhanced effects.
Exactly right. And it really, truly, they've made it an immersive experience. So is it worth $120? I'll let you answer that.
So I completely loved the experience. I don't think I would have paid any more for a ticket. Again, ours were less expensive. I think they got it up into the 300s for seats, which I think is crazy. I don't know that you would be that much more immersed in it in those more expensive seats from what we got. So
it took Deb 3 days to talk herself into, I'm going to pay for these $120 seats.
Yep.
And then when I asked her afterward, was this experience, was it worth it? She was like, yes, it was worth it.
So, it was worth it, but it's still,
But again, we're talking about, has Vegas got too expensive?
Yeah.
$120 to basically go see a movie. And
an hour and a half movie. It was expensive, but it was fun. And it's, anyway.
Yeah.
So I was glad we did it.
Now.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm past it. I paid the money. It's good.
She's paid the credit card bill.
Yep. So another thing we did with our son, and this I wish I would have chosen something different, I think, was the Tournament of the Kings.
Yeah.
And one of the perks to the Tournament of the Kings is Vegas is expensive, but I actually thought this wasn't horrible for Vegas.
Yeah.
At the Excalibur, so it was right where we were staying anyway. And we've taken our son to similar experiences when he was little and he doesn't really remember them. So we were like, oh, well, we'll take him to Tournament of the Kings.
Yeah.
I don't think he was impressed.
He's 22 years old.
I feel like we had more fun than he did.
Yeah.
So
Tournament of the Kings, if you're not familiar with it, is basically it's kind of in the basement of the Excalibur, and it's a show that is basically jousting and sword fighting, and it's a full dinner theater. Yep. So you get
so for the $65, it does include your dinner.
Yeah.
But not drinks.
So and it was about an hour and 15 minute long. So you compare that, for $180 for the Tournament of Kings, we got a show and meals.
I guess I should clarify. You could choose water or Coke.
Or you could
Coke or Pepsi.
Or you could buy
or for alcoholic drinks, which
again, I agree with Deb. It was probably better. It's probably great if you've got kids. If you're bringing your kids to Vegas and they're 8, 9, 10 years old, this would be a great thing to be able to do.
Yep.
For us and taking our 22-year-old son for a Vegas experience, probably wasn't the greatest, but it was a value.
It was entertaining. Yeah.
It was fun. We had a good time. It was good. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about transportation. Now, when we were there for the convention, which I'm not sure if we mentioned this. Did we mention which convention we were there for?
I don't think so.
We were there for the IBIE convention, which is
International Baking Exposition. It's the second largest baking show in the world. That's huge.
And it's at the convention center. And so we were taking taxis to and from the convention center just because it was too far to walk. But those taxis were probably $30 to $35 each way.
$35 a pop.
I mean, it was expensive.
So we were on the strip at Planet Hollywood at that point. So we're going from Planet Hollywood around to the convention center. You're talking $35 there and $35 back.
And that was all, that was business expense. Yes. So that was one thing. But now we're on our own for 3 days.
So we didn't want to take cabs.
We didn't want to take cabs anywhere.
$70 round trip. Yeah.
No. So we only took a cab to the airport, and that was it.
Right.
Okay. So transportation. We walked. We got so many steps.
We walked everywhere, and we're relatively heat tolerant, right? So I mean, it's hot. When we were there in Vegas. It was hot
while we were there.
Yeah. So we're talking 90s, mid to upper 90s. It was
but
hot.
we did opt one day to do the monorail, which we could catch right across from where we were staying over at the MGM. So the monorail, you can buy single ticket passes,
single ride pass,
single ride passes, and I believe they are for between $5 and $6 one way.
Right.
But you could also buy $15 day passes,
which is a much better value if you're
going enough times.
Yeah.
So to get any value out of the $15, you have to at least ride 3 times for it to be cheaper than just buying a single pass. But so we did. So it was $15 each, so $45 total. That sounds expensive, but from our hotel to the Sphere was quite a long ways. And we could have walked it.
We could have. It would. I think it literally would have taken us like an hour and 10 minutes. And an hour and 10 minutes in the heat in Vegas, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then you get to the place that you're going and you're hot and sweaty.
Yeah. So we didn't walk it. We did take the monorail to and from there, and then rode it one other time when we were kind of far, and we came back. So you just have to calculate, make sure you're doing it enough times. But for us, that was money saving too, because had we ridden a taxi just to the Sphere and back, would have been more than the $45 for the 3 of us.
So I felt like for us and for what we were doing, the monorail was a valuable way to get around.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that the monorail is a little different than the people mover that goes between like Excalibur and what's the pyramid next door and Mandalay Bay, right? Luxor. So there's that one's free, and it'll take you to those 3 hotels. But this monorail goes, from Harrah's all the way around to the convention center, and then all the way back down to the MGM. Grand.
If you're going to the Sphere, the closest drop off is Harrah's.
Right.
Yep. And then you still have to walk over to the Sphere.
And it is still from the Harrah's drop off to the Sphere is probably a good 15, 20 minute walk.
Yep. Okay, let's talk about food. So, first of all, one of the most affordable food trips we took, we specifically went there, was In-N-Out Burgers.
Yeah, Deb and Zane had never been to In-N-Out.
We had never eaten at In-N-Out.
Yeah.
Was it maybe a little bit more expensive in Vegas? I'm not sure, because I've never eaten at an In-N-Out before, but I thought it was overall a fairly affordable meal.
Yeah, it's a good burger shop. You get burgers. We got burgers, fries, and shakes. Everything you get at In-N-Out. And I didn't feel like it was that more expensive than if you bought it in LA.
Yeah,
it was just about the same price.
So that was fine. We did that kind of as an experience too.
Yeah,
but
everybody's got to try In-N-Out.
Yeah. Let's talk about some of the other food costs, because the food was ridiculously expensive.
It was.
And when we were staying at our first hotel, I went down and bought a piece of pizza in the food court, Planet Hollywood.
Yeah.
And the piece of pizza was, with taxes and everything, $9.
Yeah.
Now,
for a single slice of pizza.
I don't know, maybe if you're living in New York or something, but for us, $9 could buy me a whole pizza somewhere. So
yeah,
I thought that was very expensive. But one of the most eye-opening ones for me was we walked over to Little Italy one day.
To Italy, right.
So Italy.
Yeah, Italy is in the MGM Park Hotel, and it's a cool experience to go eat at Italy.
I am not even going to kid you when I say a slice of lasagna didn't come with a salad, garlic bread, anything. A slice of lasagna
just
was
lasagna.
$40.
She about hit the roof.
I was like,
okay, we'll split it.
We did. Fine. We split it. We just split a slice of lasagna. But for me, okay, to be fair, we have been traveling South America so much this year. So to go from traveling South America to Vegas,
we're used to less expensive food.
Okay, and then a bottle of water. First of all, if you can tap water it. When you go to a restaurant, fill up on tap water.
Or if you can find a fill station, a fill station.
Yes. A bottle of water was somewhere in the range of $5. Yeah. And that was just ridiculous. So.
And that's a small bottle of water, not like some big one.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. It was a regular sized bottle of water. Breakfast. We ate breakfast a couple times in hotels.
We're used to getting breakfast kind of included in our Marriott if we're staying in a hotel. Yep. So this was a little shock when we go to a hotel, like a cafe or a breakfast diner at a hotel.
Mm-hmm. Just plan on paying roughly $20 a person.
Per person. Yeah.
For breakfast.
Right.
So there were lots of expensive things that were very much eye-openers for me and would make me absolutely think twice. But there were some free things we could do. We did walk down one night to the Bellagio.
Oh, yeah. Watch the fountains.
Great. So a free activity, got a nice evening walk, and got to go see a free water show.
Yeah.
We hung out by the pool one afternoon.
Free. It was
free.
Included. The Excalibur has a decent pool. It's not a Mandalay Bay kind of wave pool, tubing experience, but it's just a nice set of pools.
Yep. I will say, I say it's free, but the hotel does have a
resort fee. Can't not talk about resort fees.
So actually our pool really wasn't free.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway.
Every hotel has a resort fee. Just be prepared. You have your cost of your hotel, and they're going to charge another $40 whether you use the pool or not for a resort fee.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the pool maybe wasn't free.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it. Okay.
Take that one out of the free section.
And then, of course, the other thing people go to Vegas for is gambling.
Yeah.
I am just, we've always kind of been this way when we're not big gamblers at all. Just when you go gambling, know what you want to lose. If you win, fabulous. But have a number set for what you want to lose. And so, I mean, in Vegas, I sort of thought of it as, okay, well, what if we would have gone to a show tonight, and we're basically entertaining ourselves by losing it at the...
Sitting and watching some video screen go round. Yeah.
Yeah. So just be prepared. I don't know if the odds are very good in Vegas. Zane one day had pretty good winnings.
He had some, he had a good day, and then I think he lost it all later.
And then lost it all the next day.
So just be aware of that. If you haven't been to Vegas in a while, not only should you just plan on estimating how much you're going to lose each night, and if you don't, that's great. But you should plan on every pull of the machine is going to be more expensive, or even sitting down to play blackjack, $5 a hand minimum. There's no $1, $2 hands anymore. So Vegas gambling's gotten expensive.
I think really what it comes down to is there's been so much in the news lately about how tourism is down in Vegas,
Very
and
much
then there's just been so much question about, is Vegas too expensive?
Yeah.
And we would say definitely yes. And Vegas isn't somewhere we would choose to go anyway. We happened to be there on business, and it was a good opportunity for our son to come visit us there. So it really worked out.
Yeah.
But I definitely would not plan a trip to Vegas.
It's just not the value for us. Now, this is not bashing. I hope this doesn't feel like we're bashing Vegas at all, because that is not the intent. We're just trying to talk about our experience of how expensive to go. We know lots of people who love to go to Vegas, just like they love, other people love to go to Disney or wherever. People love to go to Vegas. And for you guys, great. Just we're trying to, be aware. And it's going to be more expensive.
And hopefully there's somewhat of a wake-up call for Vegas because of everything that's been in the news. The prices do need to come down.
I sure hope so. Those corporations need to start to understand that the cost of the rooms need to come down. Maybe every single resort fee doesn't need to be tacked on. When we were at Planet Hollywood, even though we were staying there for business, we could only add 2 devices to the Wi-Fi. And if you wanted to add, so our 2 mobile devices, if we wanted to add our laptop, it was $16 a day per device to be able to access Wi-Fi, which to me is crazy. So I think the answer to this question is whether Vegas has gotten too expensive is, in our opinion, 100%. Yeah. So I hope that helped. We just wanted to kind of share that experience. If you are going to go to Vegas, I would say check out the Sphere. It's worth checking out.
It's pretty cool.
But make sure, we hope you enjoyed it. If you got questions or comments, make sure to leave a comment. Or if you've got experience with the high prices in Vegas, let us know. We'd love to hear them. Otherwise, be sure to like and subscribe.
And thank you for joining us.
And we will see you in the next video.